You're watching young techno wizards who have spent weeks and weeks building and customizing these machines to create robots. Their mission is to win the Michigan First Robotics State Championship. 64 Michigan high school teams have made it to the campus here at Eastern Michigan University. Now, with just a few left standing, they will compete for the state championship. Stay tuned as they battle it out on the court. It's the first in Michigan robotics competition powered by Chevrolet. Welcome inside the Convocation Center here at Eastern Michigan. I'm Dan Gutowski. My partner is Dave Verbrugge, and Shannon Hogan is also part of our broadcast as well. Dave, let's give everyone an overview as to what they'll be seeing today here. Basketball like they've never seen played before.
Absolutely correct. We'll be playing 3-on-3, 3 teams on each alliance, a blue alliance and a red alliance out there on the field with multiple basketballs.
So there's 3 robots on each alliance's team at a given time, and they're shooting at 4 baskets during each match. Let's take a look at how it's played.
The game is played on a 27 by 54 foot court. Alliances of 3 teams each operate their robots from driver stations located behind alliance walls at the ends of the court. 4 scoring hoops are located at each alliance wall, positioned at 3 different heights. A 4-inch tall metal barrier extends across the center of the field. 3 bridges cross over the barrier. Each bridge has 3 positions, tilted toward either end of the field or balanced level over the central barrier. The robots are shooting compact foam basketballs. The objective is to score as many balls as possible in the hoops at the opposite far end of the court from where their driver stations are located. The higher the hoop, the more points the basket is worth. Using an onboard camera, robots can track the reflective shooter's square above each hoop. This allows them to target hoops from any place on the court. The match begins with each robot touching the key on their offensive side of the court. Robots can be preloaded with 1 or 2 balls. The first 15 seconds of the match is the hybrid period. During hybrid, drivers may not touch the controls. Robots can score basketballs using only pre-programmed instruction. Every basket scored during this period gets a 3-point bonus. Human drivers step forward to take the controls for the tele-operated period. Students drive their robots in an attempt to score as quickly as possible. Balls can be scored from anywhere on the court. The top of the key is a safe zone. Robots shooting from here are protected from interference from their opponents. But robots not touching the safe zone have to deal with defending opponents' robots. As balls are scored, inbounders return the balls to the court. Robots can hold only 3 balls at a time. Once full, they drive to their basket to score. They can use the bridge or cross at the barrier. Near the end of the match, robots drive onto their alliance bridge and balance it for bonus points. Alliances earn 10, 20, or 40 points for 1, 2, or 3 balanced robots respectively. But it will be a tight squeeze to get all 3 on the bridge.
Shannon Hogan is standing by. Let's join her right now.
I'm joined now by Tom Stevens, retired Vice Chairman of General Motors, and now you're a board member with First. Talk a little bit about this exciting kind of partnership between Chevrolet and this awesome event today.
Well, on behalf of Chevrolet, I'm very pleased and very proud to be able to sponsor today's Michigan First Robotics Competition championship event. It's just terrific. You know, First is a mentor-based program, and it's meant to inspire all of these students to become leaders in science, technology, engineering, and math. It also builds their self-confidence and gives them critical skills in terms of leadership, team building, and communications. I don't know if you're aware, but 88% of these students attend college, and they're 3 times as likely to graduate with an engineering degree. And our goal would be, quite frankly, to get first competitions in every high school in the state as quickly as we could. Back in 1997, we had 2 teams and 60 students. Today, we're supporting 10,000 students. I just want to congratulate every one of the students on the more than 2,000 FIRST robotics teams across the entire country.
All right, thanks so much, Tom. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Shannon. After 10 district events and 2 days of play here at the state championship, we are down to the final 4 alliances of 3 teams each. They are about to start the first semifinal match where the top-seeded alliance will play against the 4th-seeded alliance. Let's listen in as the teams are introduced on the court.
Are we ready for the semifinals? Over here on the Red Alliance, we've got Team 469.
From Bloomfield Hills, it's my Los Gorillas.
And their partners is Team 830.
From Ann Arbor, it's the Rat Pack.
And standing next to them, it's Team 67.
From Milford, Michigan, it's the hot team of the Heroes of Tomorrow. It's a hot pack of gorillas.
All right. Over here on the Blue Alliance, it's Team 573.
From Bloomfield Hills, it's our Neck Warriors.
And their partners, 1918.
From Fremont, Michigan, it's NC Gears.
Finishing off the Blue Alliance, we've got Team 70.
Out of Goodrich, it's more Martians.
While the drivers finish up their final preparations, let's get an up-close look at one of the Blue Alliance's robots.
Well, for those of you at home who are not familiar with Newaygo County on the west side of the state, it is a wonderful farming community, and it's no surprise by looking at your robot that you guys probably had a little inspiration there.
Yes, all of us actually grew up in farming communities. Most of us around the Fremont area. Wayne here, our mentor, he actually grew up on a farm, and all of his engineering inspiration and everything came from that farming lifestyle. I myself grew up in the UP on a farm, so, I mean, all that put together, we came up with a robot that kind of looks like a little harvester. We have an arm up in the front that comes on like this, and it brings all the balls together. It just spins around, picks it up, the balls go right up the robot, we shoot for a basket, hopefully get a few points.
Guys, I'll send it back to you.
The drivers are ready, the robots are ready, the crowd is definitely ready, so let's get started. And here's our first alliance.
They're in the red bumpers, Bloomfield Hills, Milford, and Ann Arbor. Again, they are the #1 seeded alliance, and they'll be against the #4 in blue. And there's your blue from Bloomfield Hills, up in Newaygo County, Fremont, and then Goodrich High School.
And we start our first semifinal match. Good shooting right off the hop from the Red Alliance. And the score very close until a huge surge by the Red Alliance, Dave.
That's right. 30-12, 30-12 here. Red Alliance jumping out to a big lead. The Huron team, the Rat Pack, jumping over onto the blue side. Looks like the Los Gorillas are going to try to do that also.
Blue Alliance playing from behind, and they're not doing a great job of getting balls to shoot. So ball retrieval is critical, and you can see the NC Gears robot there lining up at the free throw line with 3 balls in the shoot, but see if they can make a little bit of noise here, and they knocked out all 3 from that robot to make it just a 6-point deficit. Red Alliance struggling to get into position there. That's the Los Gorillas robot from Bloomfield Hills, and a bad shot over the backboard.
Yeah, something's taken off. Problem there with Los Gorillas. It looked like their camera might have been locking onto something other than the hoop.
And the More Martians robot from the Blue Alliance playing some very good defense and making the score very close here.
We'll see what the Gorillas do here. Their last shots were very poor. Let's see if they're back on track. No, there's something wrong with the Gorilla machine. All of the offense now handled by the Milford team. They've still got a lead. The Rat Pack coming back over.
The Mech Warriors robot is pushed to the side, and now a little strategy as the Red Alliance tries to get a couple of their robots in shooting position, but now it's time for the robots to head to the balance bridge.
It is tied up. Now 3-point advantage for Blue.
And the Blue Alliance,
all tied up.
The Blue Alliance looks like they're going to stand pat with just 2 robots. The Red Alliance wants to get all 3 on the balance bridge. If they do, it will be huge.
It looks like it's close. It looks like they're up. The hot team very close. The Milford High School, Lakeland High School team very close. I'm looking to the referee. It looks like a good balance, and I think that's going to be the difference. Dan, what I saw there is the Los Gorillas machine. Their shot went away. Something happened there with their camera aim.
So an 82-65 win for the Red Alliance. And they have the balance bridge to thank for pushing them over the top.
Yeah, they threw up a lot of shots, but something happened with that International Academy team, the Los Gorillas. They were shooting them over the backstop, so they've got a correction to make.
You can see how close it is right there. You've got to make sure that that's off the ground, right?
That's correct. They cannot be touching, and it looked like they were up above the ground by about 1 inch. And so therefore a good balance. And there's our final score. Again, it was 42-42. There had been 1 foul against the Red Alliance, giving 3 foul points to the Blue, but then the difference being those bridge points. The Red Alliance getting 40, the Blue Alliance only 20, and there's your difference.
Shannon Hogan is standing by. Let's join her right now.
Well, it's getting hot in here now, and it's probably because I'm with the defending champions, hot from Huron Valley Schools in Milford. Alex, your arm, very important to your game. Can you show me what it can do?
Yes. First of all, during the match, we have to begin in a package position, so we just start out about right here. And then to go pick up balls, we actually just drive it down and rest it on these 2 40-pound gas struts. So this is our ball pickup position, but then also in order to push the bridge up to help balancing, we actually go below the frame perimeter to push the floor down and help balance the bridge. So we can go there, and then once we pick up the balls in our ball collecting height, we just pick the arm all the way up, go over our hopper, and then we just dump it in, move the arm out of the way of the shooter, and then we can shoot.
All right, thanks so much, Alex. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Shannon. It's time for our second semifinal match with our number 2 and 3 seeded alliances.
Semifinal number 2, match number 1. Over here on the Red Alliance is Team 245.
From Rochester Hills, Michigan, it's the Atom Bots.
And their partners, Team 548.
From Northville, it's the Robo-Stangs.
Next to them is Team 2054.
From Hopkins, it's the Tech Bikes.
All right, let's meet this nice Blue Alliance over here. It's Team 2137.
Out of Oxford, it's nothing but torque, baby.
And their partners, 3098.
From Waterford, it's the Captains.
And it's Team 33.
Out of Auburn Hills, it's the Killer Bees.
Teams have only 6 weeks to design and build the perfect robot. Shannon was able to talk to the Waterford captains about the design of their machine.
Checking in now with the captains from Waterford. Eric, tell me about your 2-wheel shooter.
Basically, we got 2 wheels here. We got a bottom axle and top axle. When we shoot a ball, we have 3 different settings. We have what we call our closed setting, which is about 7 feet. This one spins, I think, at about 19 RPMs, and this one doesn't spin at all. So we get maximum backspin so that no matter where it hits in the backboard, it's going to go down in the net. And we also have a 15-foot shot where this one spins just a little bit, not much, so that it gets a farther shot, but it still gets the backspin to come back down. And then we have a Hail Mary 20-foot, so that if we're going up to the bridge, we can shoot it. We may not make it, but all of these spin faster.
All right, thanks so much. Dan and Dave, I'll send it back to you.
So, Dave, we've got some very good robots here. And again, the Red Alliance with the Robo-Stangs from Northville
A lot of firepower. All 6 of these machines, good offensive machines. Right now, though, I'd looked at this Blue Alliance. They have 3 wide bots, and I think it may come down to a triple balance. I think the Red Alliance, with 2 longer bots, 2054 and 548, are going to struggle to get a triple balance. Although I know the weight of that Northville machine is heavily weighted to one side.
So the Red Alliance comes out with excellent outside shooting. The Blue Alliance pretty solid as well. And now we move to the teleoperated, and robots scrambling all over the floor. And we see some defense already, and a robot turned over, the Torque robot for the Blue Alliance from Oxford.
And that is a tough break, right? I mean, the Blue Alliance is already down by 11 points. Obviously, the triple balance goes away, so they need to really wick it up here on the ball score and hopefully a double balance.
Blue Alliance trying to see if they can right that robot and push him up, but looks like they're not sure how to go about that. And now they'll just try to go under the basket and try to get some points, but again, they're trailing by more than 10.
That's right. And right now the Hopkins team is firing up some more. They shoot and score. There's a second 3-pointer. 2 out of 3 on that load.
So the Blue Alliance with 1 robot down, that obviously changes their strategy, and the Red Alliance gives themselves an opportunity to really put the hammer down.
Yeah, the Blue Alliance is going to have to try to keep scoring balls as long as they conceivably possibly can. Go for the double balance and hope that the Red Alliance fails in their balance.
And the Tech Bites robot content to kind of play some defense in the blue half of the court. And now it's the Red Alliance positioning themselves to load up on the balance bridge.
And it looks like with their huge lead in balls, 69-46, if they can just double, they've got a lock on this one early on. We're down to 15 seconds in the match.
So the Blue Alliance suffers a big setback when they lose the Torque robot from Oxford. And it is a huge uphill battle that they will not be able to overcome.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, in a qualification match early in this tournament, before we got to the elimination tournament, you can sometimes lose one machine like that and the other 2 carry the load. But at this level of quality, you just can't go 2 on 3.
So let's go to our replays here and see how this robot got turned over. You can see to the right of your screen, there's the push. It's almost kind of a timing.
Right, it looked like just as they approached the bump at the center of the field, the other team was coming from the other side, and it was just that extra little nudge. And the Blue Alliance does a nice job balancing, but certainly not enough. 20 points for that double balance.
So the Red Alliance prevails. And again, the robot's getting physical, but
again, that big advantage there, 59-43. And it looked like, well, there was also some blue penalties going on there too. There was an illegal defense, an inbounder foul also adding up to that 18.
So a mechanical failure is resulting in a change of robots for the Blue Alliance in the upcoming matchup.
That's correct. And how that works is each alliance throughout the tournament has the opportunity to bring in a 3rd machine as a replacement. Now, 70, the Goodrich team, even if they get repaired, they cannot come back in. They're done. They remain a member of that alliance, but they will never come back out to the field. The 308 machine takes their place from Walled Lake and will now be part of that alliance. Additionally, with that alliance, they cannot bring in anybody else. Now, if somebody goes down, well, that's too bad.
All right, going into the second semifinal, we have some changes going on here. Brother Rice, as the alliance captain, you guys went down a robot in your group, and you're going to have a new robot in for this one.
What happened in that last match, 70's transmission shifted, and they've gotten stuck in neutral. They can't get out of it. and we really just wanted to get the switch, get back on the field. So that's why we decided to go for the backup and pick up 308.
All right, good luck with the rest of the match.
All right, thank you very much.
Guys, I'll send it back to you.
So we lose one team and bring in another. The Monsters from Walled Lake trying to help the Blue Alliance. And again, this is so important. If the Red Alliance wins this semifinal match, they're moving into the finals.
They're moving into the finals. It'll be interesting to see what 308 the Walled Lake team adds to this alliance, and also to see if 469 has found their shot. Recall in that first one, even though the alliance won, the 469 shot had simply just gone away. They were shooting over the backstop and struggling. It looked like there was a little delay at the driver's station there, getting ready in the 469.
So we are underway here in the hybrid portion of this semifinal match. And the Blue Alliance with a lead, but a couple of misfires. And the Blues still leading as we move into the teleoperated portion of this semifinal match.
Well, it actually swung right at the last moment, Dan, to red. They knocked one down right at the very last moment, so 24-23 red at this time.
And you have to be careful with your robots at midcourt, because going too fast into that bump can lead to some
undesirable effects.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for the physics answer. And sometimes going too fast is not of any great value, because you think that having him speed all over the court might be good, but not necessarily.
That's correct. You don't want to upset the machine too hard. And of course, that's like hitting a big pothole when you're out on the road in your car. You can throw a lot of damage into your machine.
And the Blue Alliance sends the new robot, the Monsters from Walled Lake, under the basket for the Red Alliance to play some defense. And still very close as the Red Alliance gathering their balls and shooting from relatively close range. But again, each alliance has a defender in the other team's half of the court.
That's right. Most of the offense being carried by the Milford team. They're firing 3 in a row.
That's the hot team. A big boost for the Red Alliance. And they have caught fire as the Blue Alliance.
And it looks like we've had a field fault. Everything has gone dead on the field.
And how do you define a field fault?
Some sort of technical malfunction. The computer system, it's a very intricate field. And I don't know if they lost wireless communication or what took place there. The system has been very robust throughout the season, and this is highly, highly unusual to see at this point in the match the field go down.
So, do they have to restart the entire match, or does it pick up from how much time is left on the clock?
Restart the entire match. So, of course, the Red Alliance says, hold on, you know, we had a big lead. It's standard operating procedure. If there is a field fault, we go and begin it from the beginning.
Right now, let's check in with Shannon Hogan, who's standing by.
So we have a field fault there. It doesn't happen all that often, but the Blue Alliance was down a few baskets there. How do you guys regroup from that now that you're going to start over?
Well, it's happened to us before. It's an opportunity to rethink what the strategy was. We got a new team member out here, 308. They started out pretty good. We'll reset our autonomous hybrid. Basically, everything was working pretty well for us, I think. We were down a few. We're going up against a really strong alliance. We're not planning any major changes in the strategy. We're trying to repeat what we did in the first match in the semis.
All right, thanks so much. Good luck.
Thanks.
Guys, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Shannon. Let's get ready for our next match.
And the blue team has to win. The Red Alliance can move into the finals if they win this semifinal match. So we'll see how the Las Gorillas machine shoots for the Red Alliance. And the first two shots are good, but the Blue Alliance looks like they're coming out strong as well here.
Oh, but the Red Alliance, 30 big points, doubling the 15 of blue, and it does look like the International Academy machine has got their shot back.
Two robots meet at midcourt, collide, but nobody gets dislodged. How about some defense there from the Monsters, the new robot from Walled Lake.
But look at this. The Milford machine has a problem. They're looking at it. It's immobile on the field. But again, 469 fortunately got their shot back. But the Milford team a problem.
And the Blue Alliance hasn't made a run with this one Red Alliance robot that is inactive right now. Let's see if they can score. They've got the NC Gears machine at the free throw line. And the Red Alliance with some point-blank makes from Las Gorillas from Bloomfield Hills. And even with one robot down, the Red Alliance is still very much in control.
They are, but they would have no chance for a triple balance with Team 67 sitting still. So they've got to keep racking up the points to get at least a 20-point advantage. That is if the Blue Alliance has the capability to triple balance.
And some good movement there by the NC Gears robot for the Blue Alliance to dislodge the Rat Pack robot for the Red Alliance. Still a big advantage for the Red Alliance, though.
It's a 22-point advantage, but that could go away here. NC Gears, the Fremont team firing and scoring. They've got an awesome shot. Look at that, knocking them down, the Fremont team. But they're going to need a triple balance to overcome it. Can they do that?
They don't seem to be too aggressive about pursuing that triple robot on the balance bridge. And let's see what they come up with here. They're trying to get baskets, and they are not going to have enough.
And so it looks like even with 67, the Milford team sitting still for a huge portion of that match, the Los Gorillas from International Academy and the Huron High team from Ann Arbor, still enough offense to carry the day for them.
So let's check out our replay here and see where this the hot team robot went inactive here.
I don't know if they ran into the barrier there and took a big shot and dislodged something.
But big kudos for Las Gorillas, who was able to pick up the slack and get their shooting touch.
As Shannon said, they got their camera back and regained their shooting touch. It had certainly gone away the match before, but now it's back.
And with that, the Red Alliance punches their ticket to go into the finals. With 2 wins in the semis, here's our scoring summary.
And there we have it. Again, 469 carrying the day. 830 doing a good job. Down on the other end, the Huron team bringing balls down to the far side. And again, the bridge points balance out. And the difference is, again, that scoring summary.
And if they had gotten a 40 on the bridge points instead of 20, that would have been enough. Let's move to our updated brackets now. And we can show you that the Red Alliance #1 is in the finals. They move in.
And they're down there, waiting for their dance partner.
Earlier today, Shannon had a chance to find out why one mentor believes in the FIRST program.
Tom's been with you guys in your school for 9 years now. What do you get out of this? Not just helping the kids, but you're giving back to the community.
It's great. You know, you got into engineering because it was fun. You love to tinker, you love to do. But teaching the kids and showing them is so much fun. They go off, they go to engineering, and they never get to really experience engineering and see how much fun it can be. So it's just neat to teach the kids, show them how to do stuff, and then watch them go off, and really they're going to change the world.
And again, Dave, we're down to crunch time, so let's set this one up with the Red Alliance. A win, they're in the finals, and we're almost there.
That's correct. Blue needs a win to stay alive. Again, the Red Alliance was the #2. The Blue was the #3. And here we go.
So making baskets early is critical, and the Red Alliance with consecutive makes to really surge strong out of the gates here in the hybrid.
Yes, more than doubling the points of the Blue Alliance, 30-14 as we head into teleoperated mode.
So the Blue Alliance moving one of their robots from the Killer Bees from Auburn Hills into a good shooting spot, and they take advantage to close the gap considerably.
We just saw a penalty there on the Blue Alliance.
And the Red Alliance has the RoboStangs robot in prime shooting spot, and they're trying to dislodge it. That's the Torque robot in the Blue Alliance from Oxford, unable to move that RoboStangs robot out of position.
We might see him try that same move again right here. RoboStangs lining up, but this time the Oxford team does not choose to go and try to disrupt them.
The Blue Alliance keeping it very close.
Meanwhile, 245 from Rochester Adams and Stony Creek High. They are down on that blue end. They picked up a couple balls and fired them down to the red side.
The Tech Bikes robot for the Red Alliance shooting very well. And again, it's a 10-point deficit. Here's the RoboStangs, point blank and 3 straight makes.
The Tech Bikes out of Hopkins, solid machine, very solid looking machine. That thing looks like it could last for years and years and years and just keep playing this game forever.
And now it looks like the Red Alliance poised to put the robots on the balance bridge.
Tech Bikes lining up again out of Hopkins. They fire but miss.
And the Blue Alliance wants to get all the points they can on that balance bridge. They want a possible 40 points.
Here we go, Dan. This is big time here.
The Red Alliance is struggling to get their robots on evenly. They might have to settle just for not even two robots on. They're really trying to maneuver there. One robot for the Red Alliance is on the ground. But the Blue Alliance is going to bring 40 points.
40-0, and that is going to tie up this series. We'll wait for the official score.
So it's the Blue Alliance prevailing in the final 30 seconds when all of their robots get it done on the balance bridge, but good shooting per usual from the RoboStangs.
Right, RoboStangs and the Tech Bikes out of Hopkins, great shooting, and feeding balls down to them was the Rochester Adams Stony Creek High machine of 245. So it was great work with the balls, but with those two long bots, 548 and 2054, it's hard to triple balance on the bridge.
So here's our scoring summary as we break down the points, but bridge points, so important in this match.
All the difference. All the difference.
And it keeps the Blue Alliance alive, and they'll have a chance to try to win another match and then again advance to the finals if they win that semifinal showdown.
That's right. Exciting stuff.
Dave, what kind of tweaks have they made here in the last few moments?
Not a lot you can change at this point. But what we've got to have is the Red Alliance will need to really rack up the ball points, because I don't think they can triple balance. We saw the Blue Alliance triple balance, so they can overcome a ball score deficit.
So let's see how effectively the Red Alliance does, and boy, they have really come out shooting strong.
And they'll need to keep it up. That's what I believe, because from their last experience, that last match, I don't think they're going to be able to triple balance. It just didn't look like they are set up to do that.
And again, neither team.
It looks like we've got an issue, Dan, with the Killer Bee machine here, Notre Dame Prep. They've had some issues this weekend. Every once in a while, they go dead. And unfortunately, the Tech Bikes, the Hopkins team, bump into them and draw ourselves a penalty because the Notre Dame Prep team is on the key. They can't touch him.
The Red Alliance not taking advantage until 2 makes out of 3 by the RoboStangs robot from Northville High School. And still mechanical problems for the Blue Alliance. We don't see a lot of activity from the 2 robots.
Well, the captains from Waterford Kettering are up there. They're scoring now. They've had a nice shot all season. Great machine from the Waterford Kettering team.
So we saw the isolation camera there. Looks like a battery fell out.
Oh, on the Oxford team, right over on the bridge there. That is huge trouble in the position they're in. touching the bridge, battery out, the Killer Bees dead in the water. The captains are going it alone here, and they're well behind. This is tough break for the Blue Alliance.
And the Robo-Stag robot just buries 3 straight. And the Blue Alliance really struggling to get points and to get shots. Right now they have no opportunities to shoot from the outside. It looks like they're just going to try for the balance bridge and get 40 points. But in terms of...
Look at this, the Waterford Kettering team, enough power. Look at the pushing power of the Kettering team. Even without a battery in it on the Oxford team, they were able to push them up. I think the battery has slid underneath there, and that's hurting them. 2 balanced on the red.
And that will end it. And the Red Alliance advancing into the finals. And the tough break for the Blue Alliance, that torque machine. 2 different problems for 2 different robots for the Blue Alliance.
Yeah, that really hurts and is unfortunate to see. The Oxford machine losing their battery, and the Notre Dame Prep School team, for some issue out there. They've had some issues this weekend electrically, and it looks like it bit them again here. But 3 great teams, and hats off to Waterford Kettering. They were doing everything they could, even trying to push their totally dead in the water partner up the Alliance bridge, but just not enough, going it alone against 3 great machines.
So here's our scoring summary, and a lopsided victory for the Red Alliance, and they earn their ticket into the finals.
That's right, the teams from Hopkins, and moving on with their partners, and there it is. It's kind of playing out by the numbers, Dan. It's the number 1 against the number 2.
We're on the road, and let's find out where Shannon Hogan is right now.
Dan, I'm in the pit, which is really one of the busiest and most exciting parts of the whole competition. Dan Kimura, who's actually the coach of the International Academy, is going to give me a little tour. Dan, what's happening down here? Walk with me a little bit.
So this is the pits. This is where all of the work on the robots will happen. So, of course, teams play their matches out on the field, but when they have to come back and take care of damage or fix anything broken on the robot, tune anything in, change bumpers and batteries, they'll do it here in the pits. So every team is given a 10x10 stall that they're able to use for whatever they need. You can see a lot of the teams are gathered around their robots, making any last-minute adjustments before they go out for a match, or fixing any battle damage from their previous match.
And of course, once you fix things, you probably want to give it a little test drive. There is a practice facility as well.
Yeah, over in the other area, there's a practice field with hoops set up, bridges set up, basically all of the elements on the actual playing field are there for teams to go out and test their robots with.
And before you get to go into the competition for a match, you have to be inspected.
Yep, so there's size and weight, and a few other things that inspectors will check. So there's a station over there where you'll have to go to get weighed in and put in a big box to make sure that you fit within the size limits of the competition.
All right, Dan, thanks so much for the tour. This place is awesome.
We are now set for the finals, and Dave, we've got the 2 very, very good teams. What are we going to expect in this finals match now?
This is going to be a Donnybrook, right? I mean, we've got the number 1 Alliance, the number 2 Alliance. There's a lot of firepower out there. They've got great hybrids. They've got great teleoperated, and they've got great balancing capability.
Let's introduce you to our Red Alliance.
Red Alliance, this team 469, state champs in 2010, 67, state champs in 2009 and 11, and a good up-and-comer here balancing this out already this year. These 2 teams have won 2 districts together.
So again, their resume is rock solid, but
absolutely,
this Blue Alliance is tremendous as well.
They were a finalist at state last year against that 67 machine. This team, they won one of the districts with 67 earlier this year. Now they're against them on the field, and this Hopkins team is very solid. I mean, they are a rock-solid machine also.
And again, this is a best of 3 competition between the Blue Alliance and the Red Alliance.
3, 2, 1.
And off we go as we start this first finals match. What do we expect here?
Boy, a lot of firepower on the Red Alliance. Number 1, they're knocking them down, but Blue right there too. Let's see if 67 can let another one go, and they do. Oh, but the Red Alliance, 30 big points. Huge points.
Both teams got a lot of points early. And now we go to the teleoperated.
And take a look at this, just 2:45 left down on the blue end, and two heavy hitters, both the Robo-Stangs and the Tech Vikes jumping down to the red side.
Boy, the hot team for the Red Alliance, low to the ground and very capable of getting balls in tough-to-get spots.
Yeah, that machine has got students from Milford High School, Lakeland High School, and the International Academy West. Great group of kids, too, running that machine.
And still a pretty sizable lead for the Red Alliance as the Las Gorillas robot moves directly under the basket, makes two, and then three. Blue Alliance tries to answer the Atombots from Rochester Hills.
And meanwhile, the Rat Pack from Ann Arbor, Huron High School, they're playing a little D down on that fender. Let's see what they're going to do with the Robo-Stangs. Robo-Stangs going up from Northville.
Little too high off the rim, but they do get 2 of 3. But the Blue Alliance still trailing by a bunch. Only 10 seconds left till we go to the balance bridge.
And I question the ability. It looks like the Blue Alliance is going to try that triple balance. They haven't done it yet in this tournament. Let's see if they can do it. It's about their only chance.
The Red Alliance is all gung-ho to get points from shooting, not the balance bridge, but looks like the Blue Alliance is struggling to get all 3 on. Let's see if they can back up.
But they're coming back. They're doing it.
And if they can balance it, they should have a full complement of 40 points. However, the Red Alliance able to do their job and get 40 points of their own.
Absolutely. The Red Alliance making it look easy for the triple balance. Great job by the Blue Alliance getting 2 long bots on there with the Atom Bot machine wedged in between, but huge ball advantage to the Red Alliance.
So that is the conclusion of our first finals match. Again, it is a best of 3. Red Alliance takes the first match.
And that is huge. I mean, that's huge scores, Dan. 111 to 80.
To score 80 points and lose by 31.
That's smart. You know, that shows the quality. And here you go. Look at the perseverance of the Blue Alliance. They didn't give up. Again, there's a lot of weight in the back of this machine on 548. And so they can get on there. And clearly it must be 2054 has a lot of their weight back there on the machine.
And at this point, really, these teams both know what their strengths are. They know strategy-wise what to do to stop the other team. So really the margin of difference is critical here in basket points to get 71 basket points, Dave.
That's huge. That's huge. I mean, you know, for a little bit there, earlier matches, Hot had some issues. 469 had issues. But that's how good these pit crews are. Behind the scenes, they made those corrections. The machines are back out here, and they were scoring great. The students that drive these machines are excellent. These machines are not simple. They're complicated machines. It's like putting Dale Earnhardt in a NASCAR. So versus you or I dropping into his NASCAR, there'd be a little difference when Dale Earnhardt drops in there.
And this is the Tech Vikes Blue Alliance robot.
Yeah, as I said earlier, Dan, that Tech Vike machine is built to last. It's a beautiful machine, excellent construction on it. All these machines very robust. I really like that Hopkins machine. Nice machine.
Right now, let's go over to Shannon Hogan, who's standing by.
Checking in now with the Tech Vikes from Hopkins, Michigan. Corey, when I look at your robot, the first thing I notice is this gold stinger with the ET-like light at the end. How important is this to your robot?
This is the main component of our robot. That's how teams know us. We've used it every match we've been able to, and it's never failed on us yet, so it's very important to us.
All right, thanks so much. Guys, let's send it back to you.
All right, Shannon, thank you.
Now you're going to see some furious work going over there, and we can see that going on the 469 machine. But if we also look out on the field, the Atombot machine, they're going under the hood of that. They're looking over the Hopkins machine.
The Blue Alliance, Dave, was outscored by 31 points in shooting. So strategically, You've got to play better defense. True?
I think that's what they're going to have to do, because if they try to go ball for ball offensively, it looks like they can't stay up. And so somehow they've got to work the defense tougher, but that's always tough then, right? Because then you take away your offense.
Let's go back in the pits and rejoin Shannon Hogan.
Hey, you guys, I'm over with 2054, and their Stinger very instrumental in balancing for that triple balance. Right now, it's not working, and they're actually trying to duct tape things so they can be ready to go for this next match. I'll send it back to you.
Ah, yes, the powers of duct tape and Velcro and
Velcro.
Anything else you can use, right?
Yeah, you know, typically during the build season, we don't use those things, but in a bind out here, we'll do that. And that 2054, that Stinger, it's a little like a little ET finger. You'll see a little red light out on the end of that Stinger that 2054 has. And you can see it on the screen. That's what they're working right now on.
So these are not your garden variety trophies, Dave, but this is not your garden variety basketball event either. This is what they are competing for.
That's correct. They're beautiful trophies that First provides, and these guys are going for the tallest ones. These ones you see down here on the ends, the ones with gold, that's what they're hoping to grab right now.
The Red Alliance is trying to take that one final step. The Blue Alliance has to put together back-to-back wins. And we start this possible match for the Red Alliance as they can secure a win, but they are down. Now they've tied it at 24. And again, how well will the Blue Alliance shoot?
Well, 30-27, the Blue Alliance has kept themselves in it. Whoa, whoa. Hopkins' team almost goes over after taking a shot from the Huron High team.
The Tech Bikes robot goes head-to-head against the Rat Pack robot. And the Rat Pack robot from the Red Alliance is able to move in and play some hard-nosed defense.
Rat Pack trying to keep that Northville team off of the fender there. Meanwhile, Red pulling ahead. The Milford team knocking down some points, 39-30. Now going to their Alliance.
The RoboStangs robot from Northville, they need some offense. And they get one basket. But the Red Alliance and the hot team from Milford, their robot building on their lead just a little bit.
But I think there's a problem. There's a problem with the 67 machine. It looks like it has died again. Now it's back to life. They got a bump from their partner. They've got some sort of electrical intermittent on that machine.
The Blue Alliance has the Autobots robot in position to defend. But can they get some offense?
8:30, just trying to keep Northville off the fender, and their shot is not nearly as good when they're not on the fender.
And here's the Tech Bikes shooting and making only 1 of 3 shots. They're still down on the scoreboard, and the Red Alliance able to push the lead into double digits now with under 30 seconds left, and the Blue Alliance taking their chances, trying to get on the balance bridge.
Big trouble, though. The Red Alliance, 67, is dead in the water. They've got a 15-point lead. But now, this gets really intriguing there. The RoboStang, nobody balances. No balance.
So no balance either way.
And so I think it's going to go to Red because we have no balance. They had the lead in the balls.
The Blue Alliance was very close to getting 2 of those robots on the bridge.
But because the Northville team, the bridge looks balanced, but the Northville team is touching the ground and the bridge, so it is not a balance.
So even if one robot is dislocated, that's enough.
That's correct, because that one is touching the ground. So you don't get the 2 for balancing.
And the hot team have their robot in a very good position because the Blue Alliance could not get that robot off.
Here we come with our final scores. Dan, it's over. We've got our state champions.
The Red Alliance prevails. 60-49 is the final tally. It all came down to the balance bridge. If the Blue Alliance could have gotten that third robot on, they would have had enough points to have extended the Michigan First 2012 Robotics Championship. Instead, the Red Alliance with the Rat Pack from Ann Arbor, the Hot Team from Milford, and Las Gorillas from Bloomfield Hills.
Great action. Interesting final match. Some electrical intermittence with the 67 machine, and yet they still persevered here because where they ended up sitting really disrupted the balance opportunity for the Blue Alliance. If Blue would have been able to balance those three, just as you said, we would have went to a third match.
Strategy-wise, the first match between these two in the finals was very high scoring. And then things got a little bit more defensive oriented. Here's the Red Alliance. And it looked like for a minute, Dave, they might lose that robot.
Right. It looked like they were some intermittent there. They got a little nudge from their partner, 469, seemed to bring them back to life. And there's your scoring summary, Dan.
The Blue Alliance makes it a lot closer in the second round, but again, it's the 60-49 win for the Red Alliance. 2 wins out of 3, and they will take home that hardware here from Eastern Michigan.
And Dan, that is the third time in 4 years that the Milford team has won the state championship. It's the second time in these past 4 years that the Las Gorillas have, and the Rat Pack out of Huron, this becomes their first state championship.
Let's go down on the court and join Shannon Hogan. She's talking with Amit Gawakar from the Red Alliance.
Amit, you were on the Drive team. You guys just won the state title. How exciting is this moment for you guys?
Oh, it's really gratifying after all the hard work we put in, but it's a great moment for us.
It wasn't an easy win for you guys because you had a lot to go through, a lot of changing and fixing things, including Hot just kind of pooping out there at the end. Did you get nervous at all?
Yeah, we definitely got nervous, but our team was able to pull through, and we're really proud of them.
All right, enjoy this moment. Dan, I'll send it back to you.
You know, at General Motors, we always aim to have the world's best vehicles, and it's pretty darn clear to me that you guys aim to have the best robot. I've been going to the Nationals now for over a decade. The competition's fierce, but you guys are ready to robot rumble with a rebound rumble with the best of them. I'll tell you, you got terrific teams. So congratulations, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks at St. Louis.
Well, Dave, it's always exciting for all these kids that get a chance to compete. Only one team actually will take home a championship trophy, but how does this rate with some of the other events that you've seen?
It's fantastic. I mean, 190 teams in Michigan to come down to these 3 teams, this winning alliance. They are our state champions from Bloomfield Hills, from Milford, White Lake Township, and Huron High School in Ann Arbor. And it's been great. I mean, great competition.
And in just a few short weeks, these kids get experiences that can last them a lifetime and carry them into the business world perhaps as they get older.
That's right, and careers in science and technology. That's what FIRST is about, for inspiration and recognition of science and technology, and trying to inspire these kids to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and math. And I think this program goes a long way to doing that.
A great day of robotics here on the campus of Eastern Michigan, and certainly an exciting way to experience robotics from a youth level and from a mentor level as the folks at General Motors and all the other car companies get involved in this to really help these kids learn a little bit more about what it means to build and design and execute. All right, we thank you so much for joining us. For my partner Dave Verbrugge and Shannon Hogan, I'm Dan Gutowski here at Eastern Michigan's campus this weekend. An exciting competition, and it culminates with a chance to compete in St. Louis on the national stage not too far from now. So long. Thank you for joining us from Eastern Michigan.